Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one is from Professional Base 148. Am I wrong for not helping a coworker lift something? So, a couple months ago, my job hired this lady. I'll call her Betty. Betty is in her 60s and 70s and came in acting like nobody could tell her anything or train her because she's been working a long time and she knows. She barely does any work and just stands around and talks most of the time. What really irritates me is that she acts like we're all supposed to bow down to her because she is older. An example. Once she was sent to my workstation to take over so I could take my lunch. Our boss said he was going to send someone. She came and was standing there for a minute and said, "Good morning." I said hi and asked if she was there to take over so I can go on lunch. She said no, she was just saying hi. Then she walked over and was talking to the person that was working next to me, who must have said I was waiting to go on lunch. Betty came back over and started doing my job. I said I thought you weren't taking over. She said there's a difference between are you taking over and can you please take over? Like, really? Obviously, the boss already sent her over there. It's not like she's doing me a favor. And then, when she says good morning, if you say hi or morning, she lectures you that when someone says good morning, you're supposed to say good morning back or it's rude. Anyway, when you apply for the job, the application says you have to be able to lift 50 pounds. Yesterday, Betty and I were getting a shipment ready, and she said she couldn't lift the box that probably weighed 30 pounds, and I just said, "Oh," and kept doing my job. She looked at me like she expected me to do it for her, then finally sighed and rolled her eyes and struggled to do it. I feel like if she wants help, maybe don't be a condescending jerk to the people you want help from, and she knew the requirements of the job. I was telling my friend that I don't work with, but I have told Betty stories about. She said that I'm mean to not help a little old lady, and what if she would have hurt herself? Am I wrong for not helping her? Hi, OP. No, you're not in the wrong. I'm not in the habit of helping people who are really rude to me and condescending to me like how she was, especially with that good morning crap. I would have said morning, and I'm not gonna sit there and get lectured from you. You're not my boss. You're not my mom. You're not better than me, so I don't need you to condescend to me. And your friend telling you, "Oh, what a little old lady." No, that's not some little old granny who's having a hard time. That's a woman who thinks she's better than everyone and who's working just like how you're working. And like you said, you have to be able to lift 50 pounds. So she should have been able to do that herself. And plus, what did she think was going to happen? You're rude and you're mean to people. People don't want to help people who are rude and mean to them. It's just, a common fact. And like the example you gave, where she was sent over to take over for you so you can go on break, she made sure to use that as a way to make you try to, bow down to her, for her to condescend to you, like, "Oh, you should be lucky I'm even here to help you." And again, so she really wants help from you after she's been like that to you. That's baffling to me. So OP, no, you're not in the wrong, and your friend needs to needs to figure her crap out too, because just because someone's old or a lady doesn't mean they're not a terrible person. You know what I mean? So OP, no, you are not in the wrong. And our next one comes from Oblivious Massacre. Am I in the wrong for telling my brother-in-law, that no one cares what his ex does? My 30-year-old female brother-in-law, a 32-year-old male, dated his ex, Ivy, 40-year-old female, for about 10 months. Their honeymoon stage ended a few months into the relationship and they started to become volatile. The last couple of months they were together, they fought all the time and she started getting physical with him. One night, my husband and I were hanging out at brother-in-law's place after they had an argument and Ivy showed up drunk wanting to argue some more. They are neighbors, so she walked over. We witnessed her getting into brother-in-law's face and shoving him when he told her they needed to talk after she sobered up. She refused to leave and he had to threaten to get the cops involved to make her go. They broke up 6 months ago. Brother-in-law decided to go over to her place afterwards to talk about being friends. She turned him away. He tried calling and texting. She blocked him, so he showed up at her place again and she called the cops on him. For 2 months, anytime he brought her up, it was to badmouth her. But then he found out that she was dating someone else. He started acting ridiculously, playing his music on wireless speakers really loud, and pointing it towards her house, throwing trash and items I'd have given to him over into her yard. He even told me that he threw a rock at her new boyfriend's car one night. I have tried to tell him on numerous occasions that he's not acting in a healthy manner, and he's going to end up in a lot of trouble if he doesn't stop. But he doesn't listen. He's super paranoid, and thinks every action Ivy does is directed towards him. He has convinced himself that she just found a placeholder and will come crawling back to him any day now. Our entire family is tired of it. We've all told him not to bring her up anymore, and when he tries, we shut him down. Yesterday, we were all over at mother-in-law's for dinner. Brother-in-law shows up in a sad mood. His shoulders were hunched as he walked up to the house, and he barely spoke to anyone. I left everyone to go get a plate to eat, and he followed me. He asked me if I wanted to know why he was so down, and then showed me that Ivy had posted she had gotten engaged on Facebook. I'm usually pretty good about thinking before I speak, but this time my frustration got the best of me, and I exclaimed, "Oh, who cares? You've got to get over this obsession that you have with her." He completely shut down and left without saying anything to anyone. I feel bad because I know it hurt his feelings, but I've tried to talk to him about this reasonably countless times before, and it hasn't done anything. Am I wrong here? And if anyone has any advice to help me open his eyes to the situation, I am all ears. Hi, OP. I'm gonna say you're not in the wrong. Why? Because it sounds like he's been doing this all the time. And some people, you know what I mean, you can only tolerate a gloomy person around you so much and hear them complain about the same thing over and over again until you get sick of it. And it sounds like not just you is getting sick of it. It sounds like everyone's getting sick of it because people are automatically shutting him down when he tries to start stuff up. It sounds like this has been building and building up, and it finally, came to a boil when he went to talk to you. Of course, he goes to bug you. That's so lame. Oh, do you wonder why I'm sad? No, not really. Nobody cares. We all know why. But then, you had to blow up at him. He needs to get the cold hard truth that to get over this girl and stop. I think what's making it really hard for him to get over her is that they live, right next to each other. So he can see what's going on. And plus he's still, stalking her online, which you gotta stop, man. You're never gonna be able to let this person go and get over her if you keep looking at her life, and things like engagements and stuff are gonna cause him to flare up. So no, you're not in the wrong. He needed to hear this. My advice to help him, you could try talking to him, but I don't think it's gonna do much because he lives right next door to her. He can't just, block her and then completely shut her out of his mind because she's next door. He's gonna see her. He's gonna see her bring home men, and that's gonna cause him to act crazy again. I think the only way he's gonna get over this is if he moves or she moves. And our final one comes from Comprehensive Fig 8245. Am I in the wrong for refusing to congratulate my sister for coming out? My sister, a 17-year-old female, came out as a lesbian a week ago, saying she's known for years but finally had the courage to come out. A part of this coming out was her dumping her boyfriend of 10 months. The poor guy was head over heels in love with her, and had to learn that she not only was a lesbian, but chose to date him knowing she was one and couldn't have feelings for him. I know him fairly well from shared extracurricular activities, and I know he's very torn up, so I think it was very effed up for my sister to do that to him. Hence, while my parents and her other friends were all congratulating her and talking about how brave she was, I wasn't, because it didn't sit right with me, the way she acted. Mutual friends think I'm wrong for not supporting her, but I think, as I said, what she did was effed up, so I'm not in the mood to congratulate her. Honestly, OP, I'm gonna say you're not in the wrong, and I agree with you. It's not like she had just discovered that she was, she was lesbian. She knew for years, and she still wasted 10 months of this guy's life that he could have been using, that's almost a year, that he could have been using to find a woman that he actually had a chance with, who could actually love him. And that's cool and all that she's a lesbian and she came out. I don't see it as brave anymore because of how everything is. You know what I mean? Nobody cares if you're gay or anything like that. That's old news. That's normal now for a lot of people. Oh, you're gay? Who cares? You know what I mean? Everybody's gay and everything nowadays. So I think that's annoying to a lot of people who are coming out because people don't make a big deal about it. But yeah, just so quick to discard that poor guy. And yeah, I get it, breaking up with him because she's not attracted to him, fine, I get it. But yeah, what really irks me is how she just did it so nonchalantly and willingly wasted 10 months of that guy's life, like I said, because she knew years. So I don't see her as a good person. That was a pretty scummy thing to do. So P, no, you are not in the wrong. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.